As you can see, Jerry is writing in his notes. But there is a force you don't see at play. As Jerry writes his name, there is a frictional force between the paper and the pencil. This creates a force against the pencil, but the force of friction is so low that it often goes unnoticed.
I just told Matthew guessed.
I don't understand these pendulum equations.
Newton's third law of motion is at play here. As Brian punches Jerry's arm, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The force of Brian's punch is transferred into Jerry's arm, which can be seen by the way Jerry's arm moves forward, but the same force is transferred back into his fist.
Hey, buddy.
Another constant force that is at play here is the force of gravity. As Brian hops off the ledge, there is no force stopping him from being pushed up and thus continues falling downwards until his feet reaches an object that will stop him. This occurs when Brian's feet touch the ground.
Need help with physics?
Yes, I do. Brian, help me. I don't understand.
Pendulum equations to me, I don't understand how to plug them in to solve for the problem. I don't get this.
The water bottle is first being accelerated by Brian's arm. This causes the bottle to accelerate constantly, with the two forces acting on it being the initial acceleration and the force of gravity. Constantly pulling the bottle down, the bottle will continue accelerating until the force of gravity brings it towards the ground. This law happens to be Newton's first law of motion, also known as the law of inertia. An object will stay in motion with the same speed in the same direction unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. This is seen in the bottle as it continues rolling until the force of friction brings it to a stop, or hits a wall. In this clip, it is a combination of both friction and the wall.
I'm so stupid. Why don't I get this? It's okay. I don't get it either, Brian. Don't worry. Ow!
It sounds like a shock was exchanged between Jerry and Brian. This is due to static electricity. Brian's jacket is the main cause of this by absorbing negative electrons throughout the day until ultimately transferred to a different object of the opposite charge. This is seen and heard when Jerry touches Brian and the electrons transfer over, causing a shock.
Bro, why'd you shock me?
Brian.
Nah.
It was an accident.
Nah.
Brian, come back.
Nah.
Brian, why don't you come back?
I don't want it.
Brian, come on. Are you hungry? Brian, come on. Accept my apology.
Nah.
Brian, are you hungry?
No.
Because you're not you when you're hungry. Eat a Snickers.
This scenario is similar to the water bottle being thrown across the quad, but this time it is in the form of a tiny Snickers bar. This means that the Snickers bar is accelerating constantly due to the two factors of forces acting on it. The two forces are initial acceleration and the force of gravity constantly pulling the Snickers bar down from the air towards the ground.
What is this? Fuck your Snickers.
Brian, you know how well you did for your physics EP final?
Nah, I'm scared. I think I did really bad.
I don't know. I felt like the multiple choice was easy, but I feel like I bombed the free response. But
Yeah,
I won't
that
know.
lab question was whack.
But I won't know until like I actually get my scores. You know?
Well guys, I have your scores.
Oh.
Congratulations, you both passed.
Hey, let's go!
Jerry and Brian shared a high five due to the sheer happiness of passing the AP Physics exam. The forces in this action is the force of equal and opposites, and the sound being transferred through the air to the surroundings at the moment of contact. The air does not provide much resistance, which means the skin is free to vibrate for the moment it takes to clap.
Apology. Brian,
Come on, you're not you when you're hungry. Eat a Snickers. Eat a Snickers. I'm hungry. Eat a Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Eat a Snickers. Eat a Snickers.